Welcome, Professor Rothman. We're just going to start from the beginning. So 1 is our occipital bone, 2 parietal bones, 3 is our frontal bone, 4, be careful when I'm holding it, 4 is going to be our temporal bones, so there's 2. 5 is the sphenoid bone, you can see from the inside it's pink, and then 6 is our ethmoid bone, so that's going to be in the middle, it's teal, and 7 maxilla in the front, 8 is our zygomatic bones, so there's 2 of them on each side, the blue, and then lacrimal bones are going to be the brown on the inside. Nasal bones, 10 in the front, 11 palatine bones, so you can see it from this view. So we got the palatine bones, and then side view inside. And vomer is going to be your pink, so 12, you can see it from this view right there. And then you can also see it from the front, and it's the pink right here. And then your inferior nasal concha is going to be this little guy right there. It's really hard to label. Probably doesn't even look like a 13, but it is. And then, oh boy. And then, so the mandible. So 14, mandible. And then we go to the neck. So 15 is your hyoid bone. 16A is your thyroid. And then 16B is your corticoid cartilage. And we also had to label the sternum. Clavicles. And the scapula. And then 17, getting to our fossas. 17 is going to be right here, outlined. And then 18, we're going to turn to this side. We got 18, our pterygopalatine fossae, and right above it will be our infratemporal fossae. And then 20, we have our temporal fossae, just right here on the side. And then 21 is pterygoid fossae. That's going to be right here. Pterygoid fossae. And canine fossae will be in the front on the canine. So it's 22 in the front. Our coronal suture is 23, so it's going to be on the front. And 24 is going to be our sagittal suture to divide the parietal bones. 25 is our lambdoidal suture on the back. And our squamosal suture, I definitely put on this one. It's 26. Right here. Median palatine structure is going to be in the middle. So 27 right here. And then right below it is 28, which is our transverse palatine structure. And then temporozygomatic suture is 29, and that's going to be right next to the zygomatic bone, so right here, and it's on the temporal. Glabella is in the front. I kind of messed this one up when I was writing, but 30, and then oh no, pharyngeal tubercle is going to be on this side. No. Pharyngeal tubercle. No. From this view, it's right here. And then their hamless is that little projection right here. 32. It's just at the very end. And 33 is this, oh, that one's hard to label too. There's the spine of the sphenoid, right? Oh my gosh, it's so small. Right there. This little guy on the end. Kind of next to the styloid process, but it's that other projection. Mastoid process is going to be on this side. This is your mastoid process. 34. 35 is your styloid, so it's going to be right here. This thing that sticks out. And then 36, 36A, so the nuchal line. Where am I? But it's a superior nuchal line because the lower one is going to be your inferior nuchal line. And then we have our external occipital protuberance, and that's just that very end point right here. That's 37. Carotid canal and foramen is going to be this foramen right here. 38, I don't know, I outlined it. See it. 39 is your foramen. It's ovale, which it kind of looks like an oval, so that's how I see it. Foramen lacerum, lasso, but I also think of it as the shape of it kind of looks like a doily, so like doilies I think are like lace, so that's going to be inside there. So that's 40. And then 41 is foramen spinosum, and that's going to be a smaller circle. You have like little dot in there. And then 42 is going to be your stylomastoid foramen, and that's going to be this little foramen right here. Right in there. And then your jugular foramen is kind of the one that looks like a little bean, but it's 43, so it's gonna be in here. And then foramen magnum is just your big circle in the middle. And then hypoglossal canal and foramen. You can't really see it on this one, so that kind of sucks, but it's 45. I labeled like a little, you can't really see it, but a little dot inside. So you can like put the little pipe cleaner through there. And then the incisive foramen is going to just be 46, so it's going to be right where your incisors are. Greater palatine foramen is this foramen right here next to 11. And that's 47. And then your posterior superior alveolar foramen. Wow, that's a tongue twister. It's going to be right here. It kind of got wiped off, but there's a little dot. That's the foramen. 48. And then petrotympanic fissure, and that is going to be this little spot right here next to the external cystic meatus, which will come later. Then the pterygoid canal is going to be 50. So this little dot right here. Your olfactory foramina. Oh, yeah, it's right here on the ethmoid bone. So that's 51. The optic canal and foramen. So it's literally where your eye. Oh no. Can you see right there? 52 way in the back. That little dot, that's your optic canal. And then superior orbital fissure is going to be kind of the top part. I know this one is the inferior, but we haven't labeled it yet. That one's a super because it's above. And then the supraorbital fissure and notch is going to be that hole right there. There's one on the other side too. And that's 55. And that's going to be your foramen rotundum. And your internal acoustic meatus is going to be on the interior side. And then your external acoustic meatus will be on the outside. And then so that's 57. And then your sphenopalatine foramen. This little foramen inside. And then your nasal lacrimal foramen. It's going to be on your lacrimal bone. So that's 59. And then we have some nice labeling over here. So we'll start with 68. But this is going to be your infraorbital foramen, that little notch in there. And then we're also labeling 60B and 60C. So 60B will be the lower dot in there, and that's the infraorbital canal. And then we also have 60C, which is the infraorbital groove. And then 60 is going to be your 61 is inside, and it's going to be your inferior orbital fissure. It's below the superior orbital fissure. And then on the long stretch home, 3 more. Pterygomaxillary fissure, which will be seen via this side. 62. So it's going to be right here. 62. So your mental foramen is going to be 63 on your mandible. And then we have the mandibular foramen, which is going to be on the inside. 64. Right in there. Okay. That is all. Thank you.